but they think they are. They think they're tough. But a lot of them come to me and they'll say, how do you do it? You go through all these subpoenas. You got indicted. Now, in my whole life, I didn't know what indictment meant. You got indicted more than Alphonse Capone, Scarface. They say, how do you take it? How do you do it?
That was Donald Trump speaking in Michigan on Saturday night. He just roams the country now, ranting and raving about how he's like Alphonse Capone. It's incredibly weird, bizarre, unhinged. Earlier in the day on Saturday, before he went to Michigan, he went to Sneaker Con in Philadelphia. Notice they call it Sneaker Con, the perfect place for Donald Trump to be trying to sell $399 really ugly Trump-branded shoes. And he was booed at Sneaker Con in Philadelphia. Here, play this clip.
Wow, a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion in this room. Thank you. Thank you. So the really nice thing is we have lines, and I want to thank Chase and I want to thank Alan, but we have lines going all around the block. They're going all around this block. They've never seen anything like this one.
Oh, good. That's what
I just want to tell you, I've wanted to do this for a long time. I have some incredible people that work with me on.
All right, going back to the speech in Michigan here, Donald Trump combines racism with what appears to be substance abuse. Play this clip.
Thousands and thousands of people coming from all over the world. Yesterday they had many from the Congo. Welcome to the Congo, people, and where do you come in the Congo? Where do you live?
Donald Trump just ranting and raving about random stuff. Play the clip.
So sad. Nobody wants to buy these cars either. That's the other problem. They don't go far. I want to be more sophisticated. I said, give me a good reason why we shouldn't buy electric. Why should we buy it?
Here he calls President Biden a Manchurian candidate. Play the clip.
I thought it was more befitting for Joe, because he's the most corrupt president we've ever had. He's a Manchurian candidate, actually. You know what a Manchurian candidate is? This guy's getting so much money from so many countries that they can't even figure it out.
This is very bizarre right here. Donald Trump says that he has lots of friends, and when he speaks with their friends, they want to call him Donnie, he says. They want to call him Donnie, and they want to call him DJ, he says. And some of them want to call him Lusa. Sound like he was about to say Lucifer. Or play this clip.
Right? He couldn't call me by Hall for 20 years. He called me Donald. He can't call me Don. I have that with a lot of friends. They used to call me Donnie. They used to call me Don, DJ. Now they all call me President. I say, call me loosen. I say, loosen up. Loosen up. You've been my friend for 25 years.
Donald Trump hates wind. That's an important thing he wants to share with his audience. Play the clip.
They want wind. But what happens if the wind doesn't blow? They don't know. You know, it's hard to store wind energy, right? You know that. So they want wind, or they want solar, they want all things. It's not big enough to fire up your plants. It's not good. It's not consistent.
Part of Donald Trump's speech is talking about how President Biden has no energy. President Biden has tons of energy. There's cocaine in the White House. It's like some unhinged bingo right here. Play this clip.
He finishes a speech that takes about 2.5 minutes, because that's when his energy runs out, right? You know, energy. You know, he's got a lot of energy. What happened to that cocaine in the White House? Whatever happened? He's got a lot of energy, this guy.
Donald Trump bragging that he got fined $355 million. He thinks the way it works is that he got fined $355 million for doing things right. Play the clip.
All you see is bitterness and revenge and hatred. Judge and Gore and just find me $355 million for doing everything right. 355.
Here, Donald Trump attacks E. Jean Carroll. She's likely going to file another defamation lawsuit against him based on his conduct here in Michigan. Play this clip.
How about the one 2 weeks ago? A woman. I'm saying, who the hell is she? Who is the woman? It's so unfair what's happening in our country. Our court system is a mess. What's happening in our country, they have to straighten it out.
By the way, can we just pause for a second and reflect on what I've shown you so far? That you've got Donald Trump, just as part of his stump speech, comparing himself with Alphonse Capone, attacking the wind, once again defaming a sexual assault victim of his, who he's already been found liable for defamation in the amount of $83.3 million. He claims he got fined $355 million for doing things right. This is a speech that's tinged with racism. It's also just very odd and bizarre. And we're just getting started with this unhinged speech in Michigan. Here, Donald Trump claims that businesses will flee New York as a result of the verdict against him. Play the clip.
About me. She says, I will get him. As a result of this decision, businesses are going to flee New York State. They already are, taking with them tens of thousands of jobs because they can't subject themselves to this.
And as our friend Aaron Rupert says, if it's a day that ends in Y, it means that Trump is attacking judges and ranting about how Mar-a-Lago is worth a gajillion dollars. Play the clip.
The judge, one of the least respected in New York State, said that Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, now you don't really know too much about it, but it's very valuable real estate, let me put it that way, was worth $18 million in order to try to make his case. By doing that, he put the values way down. He tried to make his case when in actuality it's worth anywhere from 50 to 100 times that amount. And the appraisers say that. That's not me saying it. The biggest broker in Florida said it. Wait till you hear about the unconstitutional gag order. That's going to be great. The this judge, he gagged. He doesn't want me to talk. You're not allowed to talk. Because when you hear me talk, you'll say, oh, wow, this is a corrupt system.
Here, Donald Trump is whining about having a gag order imposed on him now in both a federal case and a state case because he's literally a maniac. And he attacks the judge's law clerk. He attacks the judge. He attacks the judge's family. He attacks pretty much anybody in the courtroom other than sometimes his own lawyer. But just whining in his speech about gag orders. Play the clip.
The appraisers say that. That's not me saying it. The biggest broker in Florida said it. Wait till you hear about the unconstitutional gag order. That's going to be great. The this judge, he gagged. He doesn't want me to talk. You're not allowed to talk. Because when you hear me talk, you'll say, oh, wow, this is a corrupt system.
Donald Trump says they call him a whale. Play the clip.
The actual bankers who were involved in the loan transactions that were talked about testified at the trial. They said that Donald Trump was a highly sought after whale. They called me a whale. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if they meant a whale from the standpoint of being a little heavy or a whale because I got a lot of money. But I think they meant the second.
I don't even know what he's talking about here. He talks about how people are coming and taking advantage of our country, and it's an honor. Play the clip.
It's an honor to do business, and we have to bring that back. For them to come in and take advantage of our country, it's an honor. You should have to pay for that. For them to come in and take our jobs and take our money and take everything out of our country, the guts out of our country, for them to manufacture cars and send them in so that we don't manufacture cars. So the Reciprocal Trade Act, it's very simple. They got to pay. So if they pay 10% or 15%, I don't believe it's going to affect the business that much, but it's so much money that would be coming into our country.
Completely cognitively impaired Donald Trump here says that he's running for a third term right now. Play the clip.
Here we are. They've been doing this for 7 years, and we won twice, and now we're going to win a third time.
By the way, the advertising before the rally on these right-wing networks, just like it's like some weirdo Twilight Zone. I don't even know. This is the state of the Republican Party right now. Like, it is a bunch of unhinged conspiracy nutcase weirdos. Here they are doing their advertising right here for their big sponsor, ivermectin. Play the clip.
Company's emergency contagion kit. Now, this could be one of the most vital things that you and your family buy right now, because this could save your life. It's got a Z-Pack in there. It's got ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, which I take once a week. It's got all of these things that can protect your family.
Here, a very confused Donald Trump confuses the 2020 election with the 2016 election. Here, play this clip.
He'd come, he couldn't fill the circle. You know? Remember the 8 circles? Good contractor. Those circles are beautiful. I want to find out who is the contract. They were beautiful circles. But they had 8 circles, and they had to put the fake news in those circles because they couldn't fill them up. And then I'd have 50,000 people at these rallies. And I say, why are we going to lose? And we ended up winning Michigan. Remember, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And Wisconsin, we won Wisconsin, we won Pennsylvania, we won it all. It's no wonder Joe Biden and his thugs are so desperate to stop us. They know that we are the only ones who can stop them. They know that. You know, we did it in 2016. Remember that beautiful night in 2016?
Here, Donald Trump spreads his kind of unhinged racist conspiracies and says that everyone needs to go and watch Detroit, and then repeats his debunked claim about the 2020 election. Play the clip.
And in conclusion, from Marquette to Midland, from Grand Rapids to Detroit, we got to watch Detroit. We got to watch Detroit. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. They had such horrible abuse. You know, they had more ballots. Do you know this? They had more ballots than they had voters. Do you know that? Gee. And they didn't want to, go into that.
Let's talk about Donald Trump's closing message to the voters in Michigan. He says that they should not vote by mail. He says voting by mail is completely corrupt and bogus. Play this clip.
Mail-in voting is totally corrupt. Get that through your head. It has to be. The votes, it has to be.
Oh, and then, of course, his final message right here is that everybody in Michigan should go out and vote on November 27th, he says. The Michigan primary is in February. It's not November 27th after the general election. Here, play this clip.
We need you to get out and vote to set the stage for November. Go vote. November 27th. So remember this, is a date that's very important.
Folks, I'm just going to say this. If President Biden did any of these things, any single one of them, if he did a fraction of one of them, if he did a millisecond of a fraction of one of them, New York Times would devote 8 front page stories to it saying this is completely disqualifying. By the way, I wouldn't support President Biden. If President Biden was out there selling Biden sneakers, like, what are you doing? This person's lost his mind. Then everything else he said, look, there's nothing normal about this behavior by Donald Trump. This is not someone who should be anywhere near any leadership position in any form of organization, big organization, medium-sized organization, small business, nonprofit, social gathering, club. Donald Trump is as unhinged as you get. Keep him away from all of those things. The Republicans want to give this guy the nuclear codes and ultimately have this person make life and death decisions over your life. We ain't going to let this happen, folks. This pro-democracy community here at the MeidasTouch Network, made up of Democrats and progressives and liberals and independents and mainstream Republicans and real conservatives. We're not talking about the MAGA mutation. We're all going to come together. We're all going to focus on making sure that we promote normalcy, that we promote democracy, and that we defend, preserve, and protect our Constitution together. Thank you so much for watching this. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together and have an excellent day.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.